Who is professional angler Dustin Smith? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Who is professional angler Dustin Smith? Someone you might not know. We're going to learn a little bit about him right now. Now, currently, Dustin Smith is number 2 in Angler of the Year points on the MLF Invitationals. Why is that important? The top 5 invitational anglers get to or qualify for the Bass Pro Tour in 2026. We'll get to that in a minute. Dustin has had 8 top 10s in his 45 events with Major League Fishing. His career earnings are $122,000 with $60,000 or $70,000 this year in 2025. This is his first season fishing the Major League Fishing Invitationals. Now, I asked him a bunch of questions, such as, how long have you been fishing professionally? If you make the top 5, will you use that invitation and fish the Bass Pro Tour? What's the difference between NPFL and the Invitationals? And I asked him because I heard he doesn't use forward-facing sonar, and I wanted to know why. Now, in 2020, he was the MLF Toyota Series Angler of the Year. He finished 99th in 2024 for Angler of the Year in NPFL, 7th in 2023, and 36th in 2022, where he fished 3 seasons with NPFL. And I wanted to do a video like this because there's a lot of professionals out there that we don't know. Some of these are amazing men, amazing anglers. They're polite, they're humble, they're respectable, and they do things right. And I want to be able to talk about these people and give you a different side to maybe someone you don't know of. These are the anglers that I think the fans should be behind and respect and cheer for. And Dustin Smith is one of those anglers. Now, here's some of his answers in text as we went back and forth. And I need to thank Joseph, and I also need to thank someone else who commented that I needed to look into Dustin Smith. And I apologize that I don't remember your name right now. I apologize. But he said, I fished the NPFL for 3 years, and this is my first year on the Invitationals. Prior to that, he fished the Toyota Series, the ABAs and BFLs. He said, I will not be fishing the Bass Pro Tour if he qualifies. Every fish that you catch format is not good for how I fish. If it was 5 fish, I would 100% fish it, assuming I qualified. I typically don't get a lot of bites. This is one of the things I really respected about Dustin in learning about him and doing this video and researching about him. It's really amazing to know your strengths and your weaknesses and to take your ego out of what you're doing. That's a big problem that happens in this industry. Ego is horrible. People like to talk about how great they are or how, they're the best of the best. And that they're in charge of everything that's ever happened in the tournament world. That isn't the case. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses. You need to know the odds of what you're going to do and what you can't do. And I respect that Dustin has put in the time to learn exactly the way he wants to fish and his future in fishing. And he said, I've had fun fishing the NPFLs and the Invitationals. Both leagues have great talent and tournament directors. The NPFL schedule conflicted with a big family trip we're taking this year. Fishing is important, but isn't comparable to my wife and 2 kids to me. Another thing, this is even better. He first doesn't have any ego, and he's putting his family first. I even said that, family first. I love that this is someone who knows his strengths and weaknesses, like I said, but also puts his family before everything, puts his family before himself. I respect the heck out of that. He said, I do not have forward-facing sonar or a spot lock trolling motor for 2 reasons. 1, scoping isn't fun to me. I like catching them in the dirt on top water and flipping. Number 2, I had a scope for 2 tournaments in the NPFL, and all it did was confuse me for what I should do in a tournament. Now how I approach practice, I only fish shallow with a handful of baits, and I just find where the bite is happening. Sometimes on a big body of water that I'm unfamiliar with, that may take me 3 days of practice to find an area. Even more so that I do not share or get information from anyone. I stay to myself and kind of isolate myself from Doc Talk. This is also awesome. While Doc Talk can help you with friendships and getting and learning the water, this is something I really respect. I appreciate that this is the way he fishes. You don't always have to, it's nice to have great friends while you're out there fishing, but they're your competitors too. Dustin is looking at the big picture in the whole grand scheme of things. He also said, the schedule aligned very well with my strengths this year so far. Very similar to when I won Angler of the Year on the Toyota series. I like the invitational format of scope for 2 days and no scope for 1 day. I rarely fish by angling, so I think that is one of the primary reasons. Topwater and flipping is my favorite types of fishing. I love it. I asked about his sponsors. What do you do about your sponsors? And he said, I don't have any sponsors. That doesn't interest me. I fish for fun, not for a living. That is a great way of doing things. Now, the sponsors will help you pay for everything. I appreciate that. But if he's able to afford it, and the expenses and everything else that he has in his life, and not have the stress of making sure that he's working for a certain company or using a certain company's lures, or the stress of knowing that he must cash a check, promote that sponsor. This is a great way of being a little more free when you're out there fishing for a living. This is another great thing about Dustin. And lastly, he said he's looking forward to fishing the Invitationals next year because he thinks it's an awesome schedule. Harris Chain, Wheeler, and Kissimmee are 3 of my favorite bodies of water. Now, there's a lot of people that fish the Invitationals to try to get that qualification to the Bass Pro Tour, because when you're in the Bass Pro Tour, you're in the elite of the elites. It is a group of anglers, especially in 2026, that are going to be some of the best anglers on the planet. There's no dead weight. At any point in time, any of those 50 anglers have the possibility of winning. You can't say that in any other league. The Invitationals is a real hard thing to get through, almost as hard as the EQs and Opens. But I really appreciate that what he does is he looks at the schedule and figures out what his strengths and weaknesses are, and then fishes where he thinks he will do well. I also love that he decided, instead of fishing the NPFL and having to take a tournament off, or maybe 2, that he put his family first. This is an amazing man, amazing family man, amazing angler who has an opportunity that he probably won't take, or doesn't sound like he's going to take. He wants to fish the Invitationals because it's best for him. His name is Dustin Smith. He's on the Invitationals in Major League Fishing. I think you should look him up, follow him, and just give him some support and some love. If you like this kind of content, make sure you tell me. I'm not sure if I shouldn't try to do one of these every now and then to just help promote people we might not know that are good people. I want to make sure I uplift the guys that are doing things right. The guys that aren't, I just don't want anything to do with. And you're allowed to follow whoever you want. But I think Dustin Smith is one of the guys that we should be uplifting and making sure he knows he has our support. So if you like this kind of stuff, comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks to all the new subscribers and members and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. It's humbling. Weird time. Weird time. And I appreciate everyone looking in and checking in and just being nice. That's what it's about. So thank you. But if you're not a subscriber, you should be. It's quick, easy, and it's free. Just click that button and welcome to the team and the family. So thank you. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, shears, and get your fish on.